Hey, how you doing, everyone? This is Shlomo Errol with Kell Realty, your preferred real estate agent. And with me today is Patrick Loftus, real estate attorney, specializes in real estate. And today we want to bring you another piece of great information for the ones that actually are owners, and especially one that are buyers. So we're going to talk about survey. And what does it really mean, and what does it mean to you, Patrick? You're gonna give us a little bit more details. What does it mean to us, buyers, owners, and do we really need it?
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about survey in the context of buying or selling real estate. So there's really a couple of times, for the most part, that you might need a survey. One is if maybe you're building a fence, you need to go in for a permit. Typically, the municipality is going to want to see a survey, make sure you're putting the fence where it's supposed to be. But also, when you sell a real estate and it's not condo, you're going to need to provide the buyer with a survey. Now, what is a survey? You're going to think to yourself, this is a bunch of questions you're going to ask me. Obviously, that's not what we're dealing with here. Let me share my screen here. I'm just going to give you an example of a survey.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so
Nice.
Up top here, you see Plat a survey. All right, so in this case, what this actually is, it's a top-down view of the property. Now this one's kind of big, so let me scroll down a little bit. It's showing you where all of the lot lines are. You can see this is the front. We've got the road here. Almost always the property line will be not all the way to the road. You'll have the public right of way there. You still got to mow that, by the way. But you're also going to see, so you're going to see permanent improvements. So we've got the building here. This was a 6-unit building in Glenwood, Illinois. And then you're also going to see what else is encumbering the property. And what I mean by encumbering the property is, are there any easements, other restrictions, rights maintained by others, or any encroachments? Garage 3 feet onto your lot, or is it the other way around? Now here we've got a few things going on. We've got in the front, we've got a 20-foot building line. So when they platted this subdivision, and I'm not going to get into what that means, so we can talk about that some other time. The developer didn't want any buildings being built very close to the road, and that's for aesthetics, probably something the village also was interested in. So they've got this 20-foot building line, and you're really not able or not allowed to build anything closer to the lot line than this 20-foot building line. And inside here, you got this 10-foot building line, so you can't build anything closer than 10 foot to the lot line. Now, you'll notice here, we got a little encroachment. The building is ever so slightly, it looks like 0.6 feet over that over that building line. And over here, it's a little less. But and by the way, this 9.42, the surveyor is showing us the distance between the lot line and where the corner of that building is. So we can determine that since this is less than that, we've got an encroachment. Now, it's not anything to panic over. In the vast majority of cases, this is probably something that the municipality already knows about. And when they went in to submit for final approval, when this building was constructed, they noticed it and they said, well, we're not going to make you rebuild this building or shave ever so slight amount of the building off. We're just going to approve it. You should have done better. But we can't know that for sure, right? So what we do is we ask the title insurance company to insure over that encroachment. What that means is, if the municipality ever comes in and says you need to do something with this, you have title insurance to take care of that. So you don't have to close on this property and lay awake at night wondering when the municipality is going to come by and make an expensive correction there. It's the survey is really useful to make sure that, number one, you don't have any issues like this, or that if you do, that you get insurance to cover it. And that's something that's going to be provided at no additional cost by the title company. I've not encountered a situation where a title company said no to that. For example, let's say that your fence is going up and down and it's 6 feet onto the neighbor's land. Well, that neighbor is more likely, if they discover it, to say, I'm going to need you to move that fence, in which case you would have to move that fence. If you decide, no, I don't really want to move that fence, you can end up in a lawsuit over that. And so that is something, it won't generally torpedo a closing. What I would generally advise my clients is that, you've got a little less land than perhaps you thought you were getting, because that fence is in the wrong place. Probably the neighbor doesn't realize it, and you'll probably never get a problem about it. But if the neighbor ever does realize it, you will probably have to move that fence. Now, most of the time that's going to be all right. Sometimes that's not all right. That's basically as much as I could tell you about surveys without really boring you.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to sit in front of the screen, because I think that a lot of us have never heard what is a plat of survey. So we heard some stories like that. We had it, and so the plat of survey will give you a perfect description of garages, the size of the home. If people actually, developers wants to build a bigger home, maybe you want to build an addition, so now what you need to do or how much room you have. And for you out there, if you're buyer like, thinking, I'm just gonna build an addition here, it's good to tell your attorney that's your plan, because Patrick here, that's pretty much his work. He's gonna look at that and said, you can build, but you can only build 4 feet. You cannot build 15 feet. Hopefully, yeah,
that's true. One tip that I would like to offer is, when you close, you buy a house, you close, there's 2 documents you're going to want to make sure you know where they are. One is the final figures, because you're going to need to give that to your accountant when it's time for taxes. 2 is the survey, and there's a couple reasons why you want to keep hold of that survey. One is, if you ever do want to go in for a permit to build a fence or put a pool in or whatever, a lot of times the village will accept that survey, even if it's a little bit older, and you save yourself, $500-600 that way.
right.
But also, if you go to sell and it's not 20 years down the line, let's say you go to sell in 3 years time, we may be able to use that survey again with an affidavit of no new improvements, assuming you've not built anything on that property. And again, save yourself $500-600 not having to order a new survey.
Great. That's a good information. And now hopefully all of you know what's a survey, plat of survey. Again, you do not need to know how to look at a survey. That's why you have me, you have Patrick. It's very important to mention to us if there is anything that maybe you want to do in the future. So yes, if something comes up, I want to build a garage over here, I want to do this, don't assume that you can do whatever you want. You can always ask me and Patrick, and we can literally tell you if you can or not, and exactly all the details on it. Yeah.
I'm reminded of the old adage, measure twice, cut once. And so, where that applies here is, make sure as quickly as possible that whatever your plans are, get those out on the table, and we can negotiate different things for you. If building a garage in the rear is a absolute necessity for you, and we can negotiate some kind of contingency for that, because we won't probably have the survey right away, but we could say, order that survey ASAP, so that we can make sure that this is that this deal can proceed. Because if you end up with a property and no garage, you're gonna be sad, and we don't want it to be sad.
Yeah, absolutely. We want you to be happy, and to keep on working with us, and to keep on referring business to us. So like always, again,
yeah,
guys,
that too.
yeah. Again, guys, if you have any questions about it, you can always reach out to Patrick. You can always reach out to me. Any questions, you can email us and call us, every time. And I hope now you know what's a Plat of survey. You got another piece of information to use or just to keep in mind. I appreciate all of you. Patrick, like always, thank you very much for the information.
Always a pleasure, Shlomo.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you soon in the next video.